You look and you say, how good of a fighter is Cat Zingano? Cat Zingano is a frickin' beast.
Oh, Cat coming out right away with a big knee.
If she wasn't fighting Cat Zingano, she could lead a platoon in a military battle. She could lead a warship.
She's been the #1 contender for years for a reason.
She is the challenger, the top contender in the UFC Women's Bantamweight division.
All right, go hustle. Okay. Have a good time. Okay. Kick butt. Kick they butt. My life plan, you go to college, you get a job, you meet somebody, you get married, then you have a kid. I did not do that. Having a child that age really made me grow up fast.
Get it. Oh.
You gonna be all right? Or get up and walk it off a little bit. Don't let it get to you, baby. You gotta get back out there because they wanna win, but you wanna win more, right? I got one person that I need to do this for and keep in mind, and that's my son. I need to do everything that I can to get ready for this fight. Unfortunately, that's not here. I have decided to go to San Diego for an entire training camp, 8 weeks. All right, we still gotta go get a couple things finished up. Leaving him makes me nervous. We're both very much still going through things that we need each other for, but right now this is what I need to do, and I have to be all in order to be successful.
One. Good, again. Nice. Yes. Breathe. Rest.
Braden was born July 11th, 2006. Braden's biological dad and I knew that we weren't each other's everything. So I decided I was gonna have to be good at this on my own.
How you doing?
How you doing? When I had Braden, I knew I had to get control of my life again. And the best way I knew how to do that was sport. One of the days, my high school wrestling coach told me his son was at a jiu-jitsu school down the street.
Get underneath, open, feet are tight.
The coach's name was Mauricio.
Come underneath. It goes anywhere and I have my hands here.
I respected him immediately so much. The way he talked, the way he treated people, he had this charisma about him. I was immediately attracted to him. We started dating. Braden was just 1 year old. I think pretty quickly we knew that we were going to be a family.
Present to you Mr. and Mrs. Zingano.
After we got married, Mauricio adopted Braden. And to me, that was the ultimate connection. Only a few months after I started doing jiu-jitsu, I had showed an interest in MMA. Mauricio didn't think I was ready. And then a promoter had called our gym asking if there's any girls that could fight at 125, and I happened to be sitting right next to Mauricio when he got the call. And I was like, me, right here. And he said yes. I definitely never expected to be as good at this as I am. I remember the feeling of looking at the cage door and watching him run in and pick me up. That was like everything.
She's not going to have any more room on her mantle. She's got every title.
It wasn't something that I was like, I'm gonna be the best in the world at this. But when he told me I was, it was like, well, I wanna see.
Fighting out of Broomfield, Colorado, Alpha Cat Zingano!
It was very surreal, and it was very bright and new and shiny and unreasonable.
And we are underway immediately. Tate takes the center of the octagon.
Yeah, Tate not wasting any time, going right at Zingano. Trying to see how she responds. Tate now with a nice combination.
And Zingano is stunned.
The bell goes off, and she uses my face to get up. At that point, I felt territorial.
See Cat Zingano comes forward with a flying knee.
Zingano trying to reverse and counter that takedown. And now some big shots with the right hand.
And Cat Zingano's just mean, man. Miesha Tate gets back to her feet and immediately is dropped by a knee. And how much more can Miesha Tate take?
I definitely felt her break. I felt her want out.
Cat Zingano is your #1 contender.
This is a dream come true, and I can't be more grateful for the good, the bad, the ugly. This is where I belong. I love you, Britain!
And because of the sunscreen, and I was wet, it made the sunscreen slippier.
Oh man, that sounds like a lot of fun. So how deep is the water right underneath?
It's 8 feet.
Being a parent and this sport, getting ready, the job, the willingness to prepare, those are the hardest things I've ever done in my life. I love you dearly.
I love you too.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.
I can't wait for the fight to be over so I can go grab him up and be like, I'm here. But there's somebody training right now to hurt me. And I can't take my mind off of that.
It's the biggest fight of Cat Zingano's life, head-to-head with the champ, Ronda Rousey, in a pay-per-view main event, with her husband and coach, Mauricio Zingano, getting her ready for a shot at a title.
Since I had won against Miesha, Mauricio is in a great mood.
Say something cute.
Taco, burritos!
One day, I start my conditioning, and I was only a few minutes in. There's like these 10-inch hurdles. It was very standard, very collected jump squats. One time I just jump and it sounded like a plastic bottle being twisted. I tore my ACL, I sprained and tore my meniscus, and I sprained my MCL. You know, we were both having a really hard time with like this vision that we had and these plans that we had made that had now come to a halt. Me and Mauricio were having some boundary issues because he's my coach and he's also my husband, and we didn't have the answers for what to do when I'm crying. Okay, well, your coach is supposed to like tell you to toughen up. Well, your husband is supposed to give you a hug and tell you you're beautiful. We'd always had training and fighting and all of that in common to at least fall back on and bond over, even if things were horrible. And now, like, everything was screwed up. I knew the knee injury was bad, but I didn't expect for him to change into a completely different person. Mauricio decided to tell me that the reason things had gotten so much worse is because every night after I would go to sleep, he was shooting Oxycontins in the bathroom. My painkillers, all of these questions going through my mind, when and how, and it all hit me, and I'm livid that you were supposed to be taking care of Braden. I I did the only thing that I thought was right, which was pull away from him.
I love you, Mama. I miss you so, so much. Please be well, okay? Think about me.
One day, I asked him if he wanted to meet up and go do something fun. And he said we would meet at the mall. We were there at 5, and 6 and 7 rolled around, and he never showed up. Braden was really upset. He was like, where's Daddy? You know, did you think you forgot? And Mauricio had never forgotten, never not showed up. I got in the car, and I drove over to the house. I pull up, and I see all these cop cars. I just see these 2 guys carrying all of this stuff out of the house. And I was like, hey, what is that? They're like, Cat, it's Mauricio. He killed himself. All I could think of was, what the fuck? Like, I screamed it 100 times. I just wanted to talk to him so bad. Like, so much of me wanted to be like, you know I love you, right? Like, my heart was broken. My emotions were shot. But all I wanted to do was get to that cage. It was the only numb that I could get. Fighting Ronda was a complicated emotion. She was a champion, and she was the greatest, and all I could think of is like what she represented in my life was somewhat a little bit of like my son. Her being a child of someone that commits suicide, and my son being a child of someone that commits suicide. She'd gone through what my son is going through, to now be standing across from her and realizing a little bit more of why she fights the way she fights, why I fight the way I fight. I was like, I don't want to think of that. You know, the sport is kill or be killed.
Here we go! Tonight's fight club. Wow, right down!
It's exactly what happened that day.
There's the arm. It is all over! Just like that! The quickest finish in UFC Championship history. 14 seconds.
I expected so much out of myself, you know. I thought I could do it. I thought I could go and I could figure out a way through that fight and win the belt and do all of it while still carrying all of this burden that was like still very, very, very current.
This one's to me. I'm sorry for not being the strong man you needed in your life. At least that's how you felt when you decided to leave me. I wish you could for a moment be in my heart, soul, and mind to see that I truly loved you more than any man loved any other woman. That was always the truth. One day you will find the love you wish and desire, and I'm sorry I failed at being that man. I no longer wish to be in this world if I can't be by your side and with my son, all of us together. I'm sorry for the pain I'm about to cause you, but at least it will be the last time I ever hurt you.
I never planned on being ready or prepared to talk about this. Then I realized that not facing your demons, not facing your fears completely defines your limits. And how am I any better than my husband if I won't face my demons and I won't work through these things in a healthy way? Being a single parent because of suicide is such a battle because the seed's been implanted in your child that when things get rough and things get hard, well, that's an option. I have to show him other options of what to do when things get hard.
Only the hip works.
I have to get back up. I have to show him that's what happens when you fall down.
Woohoo! You're good, look how strong you are.
I have to see it through because he's watching.
I'm just gonna like fill it up as you're gonna take it just for the tempo.
Each time you fight is kind of like a baptism. For a moment, you're being dunked underwater. And you can't breathe. When you come up and you get to breathe again, and you've been cleansed and now you're this new you, that's like what every fight is like.
Ready to fight? Ready. Here we go. Zingano comes out aggressively. Very nice takedown. Perfect round. Round two. Kick to the body. She's got to be real careful she doesn't get her back taken here. Juliana's under the face. Zingano trying to survive the final seconds. Get in and finish the fight. She's got it. Whether or not Cat can battle it out. Cat's gonna slide out of it. Wow, gutted it out. She's still in big trouble though. They go the distance.
All three judges scored this contest 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, Juliana, the Venezuelan Big Champion.
I called Braden right after the fight. He's like, I'm sorry you lost. I'm like, it's okay. I was like, but do you want to see the highlights of it?
All right, let's see how many rocks we can step on.
When I showed him, you know, how I did things right, like I didn't win, but look at all the things I did right. He told people how awesome my throws were and how awesome my highlights were. And like, yeah, she lost, but she did this and she did that. And I was like, oh, I don't know, it was cool. And then we moved on.
Up or down?
Up.
Up first?
No, down.
Okay.
And then up.
All right.
I'm pretty grateful I've lost, actually. I got to show my son that I'm still indestructible. I just lost.